Hello, welcome back. Hope y'all are doing well. Today we're going to continue on in our series of many of the things you can do with your basic bread dough. So last week we did cinnamon raisin bread, which was really delicious, and I am excited to hear how everybody's came out. And today we're going to be doing garlic rolls and a little bonus add-in fun thing you could do with kids, especially around the fall season. It's kind of fun to do. So I hope you will join me in making delicious, freshly milled flour bread, garlic rolls for all different occasions. Alright, so I've made my regular double recipe, and I have 2 pans I'm going to make regular loaves with for our family. And so I have a third of that, so it'll be 1 loaf's worth of dough. And just like last week, we're going to roll it out to kind of be a rectangle, and we're going to cut it into strips. Now, there's a couple ways you can do garlic knots. Some people like to roll it out and put the garlic and oil or butter, whatever you use, on it and roll up the knots. We've tried that, and it's good. It does taste very good. For us, we like to make the knots, let them rise, bake them, and then shake them in a bowl, which we'll do together. But if you like to have it all together and then roll it, you know, layer everything on and then roll it and bake it, it turns out really good. It's good. We think it just kind of absorbs into the bread more, so there's not much like topping left on it. It's more absorbed into the dough, but it is cleaner to eat. So maybe if you're having a dinner party or a place where you don't really want to have dirty fingers, that might be a better choice for you. Also, we're going to make knots today, but you can cut these in strips and just kind of twist them and lay them on the sheet and bake them for about the same amount of time. So garlic knots, garlic bread, rolls, whatever, they're really pretty easy. If you don't want to do knots and just make little balls so it turns out kind of like a small dinner roll, and then shake them in the mixture or glaze it on while it's baking, then that's good. You can't really go wrong. Good bread and garlic, come on, you can't mess up. All different kinds of ways to do this. Okay, I have my handy tool to help me make a relative rectangle here. I'm trying to do about 20 inches long because we want to do about inch-long strips. We don't need them long width-wise. We don't need a big width. We just need the length. And these are really forgiving. Nothing has to be perfect. You're going to make it into a knot, so it's not that big a deal. Alright, so we're going to cut these into roughly, no big deal, 1-inch strips. Alright, I ended up with 19 because it kind of shrunk back down a little bit, but everything's forgiving. We're all good. So what you're going to want to do is take a strip and then kind of roll it so it's a little bit more tubular rather than a flat strip down. And we'll show you a close-up of this. But all you're doing is basically a knot and then tucking the ends. Don't worry about everything being perfect. This end's a little bit thicker than this. It's going to be fine. So we're just going to tie our basic knot. Kind of a nice little, just a knot. And then you're going to tuck it back in at the bottom. If you have any big extra bits, put it to the side and we can end up making another one at the end. Alright, well we just had friends stop by, so we stopped a minute, so they look a little puffier. But we're going to do this one more time. I'll show you this way and then we'll do a close-up so you can see. So just take one of your strips. We're going to roll just to make it more of a tube than a flat piece. Any extras, again, I just put right here and then we can end up making another couple of garlic knots here. So we're just making a simple knot and then we're going to tuck the ends, simple knot like in a string, and then tuck the ends around back. We just squeeze together so it doesn't come apart while rising, and then it's a cute little knot. So we're going to go down the line and do all these. We're going to knot and then tuck around back. And it's a pretty knot, and then we just sit and let them rise. One of them already rose quite a bit because we had people stop by, but that's okay. All right, we'll do a close-up so you can see. Do another couple close-up. Okay, we rolled out our strips, and so I forgot to say earlier, I guess I didn't pay attention because I kind of just do it my way and don't think about measurements. So I'm new to making videos, but the strands for the garlic knots need to be about 7-8 inches long, whatever works for your hands or how big you want them. So sorry I didn't mention that earlier. So you want to, you know, I just kind of tear off any excess and then make the knot, and then I use that pile and make extra knots. So sorry about that, but about 8 inches long. So we've ended up with some beautiful knots. This is a really fun thing to do with kids. They love to make the knots. Just know it's a fun project, and many hands make light work, but many hands do not make the exact same size knots. So I'd rather have memories in the kitchen than perfect size knots, but they're all going to rise really well. So we're going to let these rise until they're about doubled. This one we did before our friends came over, so it's already pretty puffy. But we're going to let them rise till about double. But I did say we were going to do a little extra something. So we have 4 extra strands here. And this is the easiest thing to do, and kids can do it all on their own. They're great when you have a kids party, or an activity to do, or just when you made bread and you want something extra. We kind of wrap hot dogs. We use all beef hot dogs, but you can call them mummies for Halloween, or pigs in a blanket, or whatever makes kids happy, and they'll come up with all kinds of fun names. But we're just going to wrap it around the hot dog, and you can leave a little bit of the top out and put little ketchup eyes and smile if you want for a little pig in a blanket. But we're really just going to wrap and kind of overlap what you've done before. And I have this short here so you can see. This is the easiest thing. If it's too short, you want it longer, just kind of wiggle it and you'll stretch it out, and then you can make it longer. So just roll, roll, roll. And then I try and pinch it to the end here so it'll not unravel. You don't even have to let these rise. You can bake them right away at 350 until you think they're done. It depends how thick you rolled it. I have one daughter who loves a lot of bread around her hot dog, so it bakes a little bit longer. But 15 minutes at 350, you're probably pretty good. If you have just a little bit of bread, you like it real thin, maybe 10 minutes. Just wait for it to be nice and golden brown, but 350 is a good temperature. Okay, I just wanted to show you. I had the pigs in a blanket or mummies or whatever is fun to call them, in the oven at 350. They baked about 15 minutes, so pending how thick you roll them or thin, maybe 10 minutes if they're thinner, 20 if they're thicker, but you know, they'll get the golden brown on top. And I already have people asking for them, so they said to hurry up. So I wanted to show before we stick them in the oven. We've had our garlic knots rising just on the counter for about 30 minutes, so they've puffed up nicely. They're all, some are a little bit smaller, some are bigger, so I might pull some out a little bit early. But if you are excellent and can do everything the exact same size, we will bake for 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. But again, every oven is different, every kitchen is different, so if they're a little bit smaller than this, maybe 11, 12 minutes. If they're bigger, go a little bit longer. But 400 degrees for 15 minutes, and then we'll show you when they come out. Okay, I have pulled them out of the oven. 400 degrees. I did it 15 minutes, and I think I should have pulled them out at 14. They're a little bit more done, but they're still, remember, everything with fresh milled flour is a little bit darker than your normal. So these are still nice and fluffy. So I just pulled them out of the oven. We want to do this while they're hot. So find a big bowl that you can have a lid to or put some saran wrap on, because we are going to add all our ingredients, put these in, and then shake, 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 and they're ready to go. So we're going to do, the original recipe said 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. I have somebody in my family who doesn't like the flavor of olive oil uncooked. So we're going to do 1/4 cup of butter, which is 4 tablespoons. So we'll put that right in and just mix it all in together. And then usually you'd want to do like 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, but I don't have fresh parsley today, so I just added in some Italian seasoning. You're going to want to do salt and pepper to taste, and then we're doing 1/2 cup of fresh Parmesan. This tends to be a little bit salty, so mind your saltiness when you're adding salt to taste. It'll make a difference. So we've done butter, 1/2 cup of Parmesan, 5 cloves of garlic, or you can use garlic powder, either one. They're going to taste amazing. Your 2 tablespoons parsley if you have it, or your Italian seasoning. Give it a good stir. It's going to shake up anyways, but. And then you just toss them in. And they're hot because they came right out of the oven. I'll just do this in case I make a mess. Okay, now the hard part is, we want the butter and the good flavors to sink in there. So as much as you want to reach in and gobble them up right away, let them stay in here warm, kind of absorbing everything for a good 5 to 10 minutes before you serve. Okay, we have resisted temptation and let it sit for about 8 minutes or so. And Amelia is going to be our taste tester here. So give it a good stir. Seems like all the butter and stuff, oh, smells so good, doesn't it? Oh, it's nice. Okay, you want to pick one? Okay. I get to try 2. They're all nice and soft with the butter. Okay, so remember, The fresh Parmesan is a bit saltier than the powdered form, so when you're making a decision how much to add, just keep that in mind. Our Italian seasoning worked out just as well as Parmesan, or excuse me, not Parmesan, parsley. I just think they're really delicious and probably gonna go really fast in our house, but they're great for pizza night or with wings, or if you have company come in for a big dinner roll and a garlic knot, I think would be really good. So thank you for joining us for our garlic knots and our silly hot dogs. But I think that you will definitely enjoy these and they will please a crowd. So I hope to hear how they go. Bye.